Good morning, welcome. This is Paul McDonald from Chess Power. I'm here to present a video tutorial to you around checkmating the Queen. Chess Power is based in Auckland, New Zealand, and we are focused on educating kids and playing chess, both here in New Zealand and also throughout the world. So here we go with the tutorial. So this tutorial is focusing on checkmating with the Queen. So you can see white's got a queen and a king, and black's only got a king. So white's the attacking side and black's the defending side. So I'm going to teach you how to checkmate with the queen in less than 9 moves. 9 moves or less, I should say. Now if black doesn't defend very well, you should be able to checkmate in less than 9 moves. So you might be able to do it in 5 or 4 moves if black defends really poorly. But if black plays the very best defense, you should still be able to do it in 9 moves, or possibly 10. So the first thing to do is quite simple. You need to make a box, and you need to box the black king in. So in this position, white could make a box by playing queen a4 here, and the problem with queen a4 is the box is quite large. It's only half the board, but at least you've cut the king off half the board, so the king cannot move across this line here. But there's a better move than queen a4. You can play queen d4, and now we've got a smaller box. So the smaller the box, the better. Now it's black's turn to move, and he's got a couple of choices. What if black plays king g6? Now king g6 is quite a weak move. So if you're black, what you need to do is stay close to the center of the board, because you can't get checkmated easily in the center of the board, if at all. Whereas if you go to the corner or the edge of the board, you can get checkmated. So black's moving voluntarily to the edge, and therefore will get checkmated quicker. So white can now make the box smaller by playing queen e5. So the rule is, if you can make the box smaller, you should. And now let's say black goes queen f7, king f7. White should not check here and not play queen f5 check. The reason is the king will now escape out of the box that he was in, which is this box here. So a much better move, if you cannot make the box smaller, is to bring the king up the board. So let's go back to the position here before black played king g6, and let's see if black can play a better move. And I said to you that if black stays in the center of the board, that's stronger, so he should play king e6. Now can white make the box smaller? What I want you to do is I want you to pause the video and have a think about whether white can make the box smaller. Okay, the question is, can the white queen make the box smaller? Well, no, it can't actually. If you go queen e4 check here, the king will escape out of the box. So that's not good at all. So you can't make the box smaller. So if you can't make the box smaller, what you do is you just bring your king up. So the king can go to e2. Now the black king should stay in the center, so he does that, plays king f5, and then the king comes up. I always like to move the white king opposite the black king, and that's usually good practice to do that. King goes back to e6, and then white brings his king up again. Still can't make the box smaller. Now the king can't stay in the center. It has to move backwards. So king f7 might be a good move. Now the queen can perhaps make the box smaller here, so I want you to have a think about it and see if you can make the box smaller. So pause the video again and just have a look and see if you can do it. Okay, the question is, can white make the box smaller? And the answer is yes, he can. He can play queen d6. And now the box is quite small indeed. Now black, he's a really smart defender, so he's not going to go to the edge of the board. King e8, king g8 are both bad moves. Obviously he can't go king f8 because he'd then check. So he's smart, so he plays king g7, staying off the edge. Can white make the box smaller? Pause the video and have a look and let me know. Okay, can white make the box smaller? Yes, he can. Queen e6. Now the box is really tiny. The king wants to stay off the edge, but now he doesn't have a choice. He has to go either to f8, right into the corner to h8, or to h7. So if he goes to f8, let's have a look at that. The rule here is as soon as the king gets to the edge of the board, you make a big L. Okay, and a big L is shaped like this. So it goes along there and up there. That's the big L. So to make a big L here, you notice the L is sort of a little bit on its back or upside down, inside out. You play Queen d7. Now once you've made the big L, you do not move it. So you keep it exactly where it is, and that way the king cannot escape. I'll show you later why you don't make a small L. So the king has to go to g8, and now you've made your big L, you don't move it, you just keep bringing your king up. Keep bringing your king up. You know the king's going to go here, so you can either go here or here, but I always like to go opposite. And then the king has to go back there. And now our king is as close as possible to the other king, and we can do what I call the kiss of death. And the kiss of death is a mafia sort of move where you have the white queen approaching the black king and getting up really close, and then kissing the king on each cheek. And then the king's feeling quite happy about this, and suddenly he gets a knife in the stomach from the white queen. And this is how it goes. The white queen goes here, and that's checkmate. So let's have a look. Let's go back a few moves and see what other resources black had. In this position, he could have also played king h7. Now again, the rule is the king is on the edge, so you make a big L. So I want you to pause the video here and see if you can tell me how to make the big L. Okay, in this case, if you made an L, for example, by going queen e7 or f7 check, the king would escape out of the box, and that would not be good at all. The big L in this case is over to g4. In this way, we can create the L here, and the king is stuck between h8 and h6. So let's say the king goes to h6. Now we don't touch the big L, we've made it now, we keep it. Then we bring our king up, and the king's running away to h7, and so in this case we have a choice. We can play king g5 or king f6. The problem is if we play king g5, the king escapes out of the box, because our king has interrupted this line to the blocking the king from escaping. So the king should come to f6. And now it doesn't matter where the king goes, the black king goes to h8, we have queen g7, checkmate. It's sort of like a kiss of death, it's like a shoulder barge, maybe. And then this king goes to h6 this way, we again have the kiss of death, queen g6. Now there's one trick in queen endings, and that is making the big L a little L, and why you shouldn't do that. So going back a little bit, let's say we've just made the big L and the king goes to the corner, and we want to make a really small box or a little L. You should never do this, because in this position what can black do? Well, it turns out he's not in check, but he can't move anywhere at all, and this is called stalemate. Stalemate means it's a draw and white doesn't win the game. So that's it for the chess checkmate with the queen. Chess Power is proud to present this video, and we look forward to seeing you watch more videos from us, which we'll be posting in the near future. Please visit chesspower.co.nz. Thank you.